What's up, guys? Welcome to another RWBY React. It's been a very long time. It's been, what, couple of years now, but yeah, we're back on it. So, Volume 9 teaser trailer has basically just dropped. This guy's watched it a few times, but that's because Steve's basically gone through the teaser, done a full-on analysis, everything, that's why he's wearing his glasses to look smart. Whereas I've not watched it at all, so we're going to react to it together, and then we're going to do a quick analysis, or Steve's going to go through some interesting things that he's noticed from the teaser, and we're going to go through that right now. Well, not right now, after we've reacted to it. Then right now. Alright, you ready?
Yeah, go on.
Alright.
This is the story of a girl who had a lot of problems.
Millennials.
Before she went back home, the girl had a great many questions to ponder.
Oh, is that when she's
After all the lessons she'd learned, and the friends she'd made and lost, who had she become? Would she still be the same when she went back home?
Oh my
The
goodness,
leaves
that
of the
looks
tree
amazing.
rustled, and on the wind, she heard one more question. What
What?
are you?
Hey? Early 2023? We're gonna wait till next year! Damn. But I'll tell you what, I am more than happy to wait till... No, don't play that next. I am more than happy to wait till next year. It was going to be even half as good as what I think that is going to be, because, yeah, that looks so interesting. I'm very much looking forward to your analysis, because I want to go through that almost frame by frame.
Okay, so here we go, looking at it through it all again, looking at different frames of the thing.
Yeah, you've noticed some interesting things.
Yeah, I found the best frames to show the things that we're talking about. So, the first frame we're looking at here is obviously RWBY in what appears to just be, I don't know, fog? Yeah. Honestly, with so little information, there isn't really much to go on with this one.
No, but it looks very, very weird. I would almost point that, because with the screenshot you've also got the bit at the bottom that says, who had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I know this is going to sound a bit weird, but this could potentially be in RWBY's mind. Yeah,
well, just saying that, after you've just pointed that out, I can see where you was going with that.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called now, but when you have the black things at the edges...
Oh, the vignette, I believe is what it's called.
We've only ever actually seen that properly in RWBY in dream sequences, because you pointed that out in your theory. So
watches my videos. That's a win for me, boys. Anyway, let's go.
So yeah, still looking at the next frame, we have basically the same thing. She's just looking down, and still have that vignette.
You do, yeah.
In the screen.
Interesting. It gets stronger, I think. Like the vignette pulls in a bit more. So
yeah,
maybe some symbolism there. I don't know.
So then we also have the shot, which we've seen a lot through the different clips that we got ages ago, of where we saw RWBY and Neo fighting in the void area. So what these things are, I'm not sure, but I do feel like they're important in the story for some reason.
Okay, that's fair enough.
For some reason, from this, what we see in here, and what we saw in the past clip, I feel like they have some significance as in what they are or what they do.
Okay.
I don't think they're just aesthetic.
Right. I ain't got a lot to say on this one, so we'll just move straight along.
So now we've got what appears to be some kind of, I don't know, corridor maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
To me that's, especially because we're seeing the butterfly face down, I assume, or face up, I mean, or whatever.
From the back.
From the back.
Yeah,
I assume that's looking downwards.
Yeah, it's
almost falling.
Yeah, that's what I got the vibe of.
Weird pit thing, which at the bottom has, it's hard to tell super well, but it's got almost like, it reminded me when I really zoomed in on of a glyph.
It could
but
be.
A weird-looking glyph, but I don't think it is actually a glyph, but I think it's in the style of a glyph.
Yeah. Now, when I was watching it just then, my thoughts went to, is this some kind of like tower? Because obviously it's really tall. She's clearly, I assume this is from RWBY's point of view. We don't know, but let's just assume for now. Yeah, she's clearly falling. The windows are wacky. They go different directions depending on the different sides. Hell, even the bells are upside down when you look at one side to the other side. Yeah, it's very hard to really discern anything from this because it's just quite wacky.
Yes.
That's all I can really say, but I'm going to assume that it does kind of follow on with the first-person viewpoint, because that's what this feels like to me. Could be completely wrong, but that's what it looks like.
Now, we'll get on to a bit more why in a while, but I think this could be representing a rabbit hole. We'll get on to why in a minute.
I think I know what you're going with. I think I'm going down the same thought process.
Right. So then this is the first shot we actually get in the teaser trailer of the mouse, the RWBY, whatever we're calling him, and more of the actual environment of which RWBY is situated. Now, what's interesting is, unlike the first scenes we've ever seen of the landscape, is that all the creatures, I think it was like starfish or something that was really big.
They're massive, yeah. They're a bit weird. I haven't brought out this theory yet, but I do have a theory that goes into a little bit of detail. That goes into like the environment of where they are. But stay tuned for that. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, then we obviously see the mouse, which is a normal-sized mouse. Which was surprising to me, because when I first saw it, I thought this was maybe going to be a world where everything was bigger. Like, that's what I'd first thought quite a while back. So to see something normal size, to me, was actually more surprising than anything else.
Yeah, very true. Now, the thing that actually, I didn't immediately notice the mouse. The thing that obviously draws, I don't want to say obviously, but the thing that draws my attention is RWBY's facial expression.
Yeah.
It looks shocked. It looks like, almost like horrified in a way, like, oh my god, what? Like, because she's so wide-eyed and almost looks like worried, scared. It's very difficult to really know exactly what's going on here, obviously, that's the point. But could this be the first time she sees Neo? Maybe. Maybe she freaks out because she's like, maybe Neo hasn't noticed her, she notices her from a distance, might be like, oh Christ, that's Neo, what do I do? I don't know, maybe. But she's clearly looking at something that's quite, like, shocking.
Yeah.
Right? That's pretty blatant.
Yeah, see, when you said that, I thought you was going to say something else. I thought you was going to say it's the first time she saw the
Cut that bit.
Right, so then we've got the RWBY. Right, what do you think that is? Do you think that's part of Penny's sword or something? This green thing? Because I couldn't work out what it actually was meant to be.
That was my initial thought, is that it's one of Penny's swords, but it's not the right shape.
No.
Not by a long shot. Either Penny's sword has become incredibly damaged, or it's just nice and simply not Penny's sword. And the reason why I don't think it is literally because of the whole green outlines and the reflection of Penny as well. But I think something that's quite interesting to point out is the text, right, on the bottom and what's being said at the time.
Yeah.
Obviously it mentions about the friends she's made and the friends she's lost. And then it shows you a reflection of Penny. Like, yeah. But there's also something interesting to point out about that. RWBY doesn't know that Penny's dead at this stage. Or does she? Just remember that. Because RWBY falls off long before anything that happens with Jean, Weiss, any of them.
Oh my god, I didn't even realise that.
So, does at this stage RWBY know that Penny's dead? Like, that's something that's quite interesting. It's implied that she does because it seems quite, I can't think of the right word, but it seems quite, like, reminiscent, almost. Like, she's looking at Penny like, oh god, she's dead, I've lost another friend, all that sort of thing. And that's slightly backed up by the text that's being said at the same time. No idea, though.
I completely went over my head that she didn't know that, And here we've got one of my favourite shots of the entire thing.
This is a dope shot,
because it's just to me, I'm now when I'm seeing this and all the other thing, I'm going, is that tree candy floss or something? Like, because you've got like sweets with giant like what is that? Cherries.
Are they like cherries? Yeah, yeah.
Like,
oh my god.
Like almost reminds me of like Willy Wonka stuff. That like man, it's just like all. It's almost like some kind of different biomes completely merged all in one.
Some Minecraft stuff, right
here. But yeah, really wacky sort of thing. I mean, you even got like sky that's almost like the stars, but then it like fades into clouds that are like rainbows.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, this is very, very weird. There's a lot to take in from it, but also very difficult to necessarily talk about. I guess the only thing we can really say, there are two things that caught my eye with this. First thing is, I don't think anybody really thought that this is what the island's going to look like.
No, not a
like,
chance.
From the teasers, it kind of looked like a pretty general island, I guess, but except this huge freaking tree, which is obviously in the middle here. I don't think anybody really predicted this, so this is pretty crazy. And, yeah, it looks rather insane. The only other thing that I want to point out is no Jean. That's very interesting to me, because you have RWBY, Blake, Yang, Weiss. Where's Jean at? Because we obviously know that Jean fell with Weiss, or at a somewhat similar time. It was after, but because Jean fell last, we know that. Yeah. So, interesting that Jean isn't there. It could just be a case of, oh, because Jean fell last, he's going to appear last. That kind of makes sense. But since Weiss didn't fall that far long before, I'm a little bit surprised that he's not there.
Yeah.
But that's, so that's just I just want to point that out, because I just found that very interesting.
Yeah. But on the same sort of vein, the fact that they're all together at the same time is also quite a big thing, because there's many people thinking, well, the time delay or anything could have meant that none of them were anywhere near each other.
True.
Within the thing. The fact that they're all there, like, what looks pretty, because the fact that they're still in the same outfits is, and they all look pretty like, oh, I know we've got the backs to them, they've got the backs to us, but they all look like they're like, what the fuck sort of thing. What's going on?
I mean, very much like us,
surprised. But yet, so that makes me think that they've all seen this at the same time for the first time.
Could be.
So it just makes me think, oh, so they probably all arrived together, sort of thing. Yeah,
probably.
And now here we have a very interesting one. I have no idea, like... So I've seen people online actually speculate whether this is going to be Jean, which would be amazingly surprised. And I thought it was actually kind of funny that you mentioned Jean's not there. What if he is? What if he is?
What if he has been the entire time?
I mean, that would be sick, actually, if that was Jean. I would totally be making this.
Yeah, I know
this
you
is
would.
Jean.
I know you would.
But yeah.
I just feel like, again, with this one, it's like, what? This was the first scene where I think I'm probably speak for quite a few people here, where I think we all sort of went, hey?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, wait, what? Like, and things start getting a little bit crazy from this point onwards.
Yeah.
Very, very first reaction, I went, is that the same thing that Weiss summons? I unfortunately forgot. Is it Armageddus?
Yeah,
I believe?
Armageddus, that's
is it that? And I was like, oh, no, clearly not, because it's not in the same style. It's also, the armor's completely different.
Yeah.
So, no, it isn't. But it's possibly, I mean, we can only see from there downwards.
Yeah.
Upwards, apologies. Probably, it's got to be some kind of humanoid, but do I think it is a human? No, I actually don't think it is. It could be, especially with the flames and everything.
Yeah.
It could even be yet another, like, maybe memory sort of thing. I know you've not got the vignette.
Yeah.
But maybe could be. Don't know what the hell it could represent like, but who knows? From this point on, like, honestly, things get a little crazy, and to the point where predictions are going to be...
Yeah.
From here to the other end of the universe, and chances are none of them are going to be right. So, what do you think? Because I don't know what to say.
I mean, I'm wondering if this is more likely to be a flashback,
Okay.
Sort of thing.
Right.
Because, and I forget where this is from. I don't remember if this is actually in the series or in the books. But I seem to remember there's some reference to the fact that somebody's actually been here before us. Or been there before and got out again.
Okay.
I can't remember where that came from. But maybe this was one of the people that's been there in the past. Or maybe already been there but couldn't get out.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so now we have whatever is this purple creature. I mean, first thoughts when I first saw it was it reminded me of the God of Darkness.
Now that you said it,
just
yeah, okay.
Purple with the horns, mainly because that's the cosplay I do, so that's how I remember him, even though he looks multiple different ways. But yeah, he appears to be in some kind of
mask, maybe?
Yeah, I did wonder mask.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell whether that's a mask or whether that's actually its face.
I doubt it, but only because it doesn't seem very... it seems very featureless.
Yeah.
Which seems to not indicate that it is its face, but who knows?
Because, whatever's in the background of that, it's... I don't know. It's really hard to say what it is.
It is, but it also weirdly looks like it's indoors. Because it looks like there's stuff on the wall, but then again in the right, you can see the sky. But then there's like a roof sort of thing, so maybe they're somewhere with like a big window or something.
They look like fairy lights to me.
They really do.
Above his head.
They really do.
And now I'm looking at all of that, I'm going, yeah, that looks like fairy lights sort of thing.
They are fairy lights, so I'm almost guaranteed, because you can almost see the wires.
Yeah.
Very difficult to really say anything, except all I will say is I initially thought it was some kind of wacky grim, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, but then...
The colours seem wrong,
The colours are obviously off,
yeah.
but everything in this place seems a little bit off, I guess. And also, we'll just go on the theorem that this is an indoor place with fairy lights. Could this be an inhabitant? Maybe this thing actually put up the fairy lights. So if it is some kind of grim, there's no way it's more intelligent enough to do that or even really know what electricity is. Which actually implies the existence of electricity on the island, which then implies a lot of things which I'm not getting into now. But there's a lot.
And then we have the first shot we get, first and only shot we get of Neo in the entire thing. Obviously looking extremely pissed off.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Wouldn't you be, really?
But weirdly, this seems to be a much darker area than we've actually ever seen from the rest of the trailers.
I also just noticed it looks like it's raining. Like, there's almost raindrops in the background, which I've only just noticed, actually. I was looking at Neo in the background.
Yeah, to be fair, I'd not noticed that in the past.
So, but you are right. It looks like a very darker area. Take this, and then take the scene we saw earlier, where you got, like, the wide shot of the pretty much the entire island.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to really go, where's that bit, then?
Yeah.
Can't really see anywhere on that shot that really indicates where this is. Maybe, because let's be honest, they didn't land close to each other. Even characters who fell at the same time, that's the words I'm looking for. Maybe Neo landed somewhere completely different. Maybe Neo landed the other side of the island, which is not so happy-go-lucky as the side that Team RWBY are on. So yeah. Neo's going to be an interesting one in this volume. Very interesting.
Now, this is one of my favourite interesting ones, and I'm almost certain this must be a flashback one, because this is a person we don't know. Because that is not an outfit that we recognise in any way.
The only thing I can say is I think... I mean, you've kind of cosplayed it, so you can kind of quote me on this. It looks like a similar colour scheme to Ozma's outfit.
It is, actually. It's very similar. In fact,
I would say it's damn near identical.
Now you pointed that out. It's very similar in colour.
Yeah. But obviously they're wearing a dress. Yeah. Ozma does not wear a dress, so it's obviously not Ozma. So it's still an unknown person right now.
And it appears like they've got a bandage on the leg by looking at that.
It's a bandage or some kind of legging or something.
But yeah, this doesn't seem to be someone that we really know.
No idea.
Although, to be fair, there was a few people that were just what you'd almost call random citizens that did fall as well.
True.
I can't remember what they were wearing.
No, you don't
Whether
really
it's
look
that.
at them,
I mean, this person clearly isn't the only person to fallen out, or whatever. I'm assuming they've fallen into the water and are walking out the water because there's other footprints.
Yeah.
And unless they're their footprints going in, I doubt it, and then coming out again, that'd be a bit weird.
It is, but at the same time, to me, the footprints on the left do look like they're going towards the sea rather than away from it. I don't know if that's just me looking at it, but from my amazing tracking experience, not stalking, tracking difference, right? The footprints, especially this one, you see that it's bigger on the front than on the back. That means that the weight's been put on the front, and you put the weight on your front of your feet when you walk. So that indicates direction. So that indicates the direction's going towards the sea, which seems a little bit strange.
Maybe.
And also, they're a tiny bit more dated than the ones that this person's making, because they're lighter in colour.
Yeah,
so,
I have just noticed the colour difference.
Yeah, so that... tracking. Yeah, so... A lot to pull here.
I will say, though, that it looks, just from the footprints alone on this scene, that it looks like the person that is leaving is struggling to walk, because the fact is they're not normal-looking footprints. They look, especially the big one, to me, looks like they've stumbled or they've not quite had the strong footing.
Yeah, it is a bit weird, isn't it?
I would say this is somebody that's injured. Whether it's injured where the bandage is, I don't know, but I do think this is an injured person on their leg area. So, I don't know. But
enough, yeah.
I don't think they would be going injured into the sea. Then again, we have Remy, or whatever the actual mouse's name's going to be.
Yeah.
I really hope it's Remy. I'd be so happy if it was called Remy.
I think it just is. Like, the fans have deemed it so.
Yeah. And then we have, I assume, I'm guessing, because to me it looks like a bit of bite marks on it, so I'm guessing this mouse has been eating this when Ruby's, like, grabbed it, essentially.
Yeah, because I think the leaves on whatever the hell it is, the cheese fruit, are the same as the ones in the background, or they look very similar.
Oh yeah, not actually noticed the ones in the background, yeah.
So chances are she has, like, picked it to scavenge for food. I mean, she's on a random island, she's going to try and find some food. And as you said, could potentially be this mouse, or whatever it is really, has also been maybe eating it underground, or has maybe, like, come over and realised she's picking the fruit, wants to eat it. I don't know. Who does know, I guess. The only thing I do want to very slightly point out, I just wondered what that purple thing was in the background, but now that I'm looking at it, I think it's just a plant.
Yeah, I think it's just a plant.
So, nothing special there, but I don't know why, but I have a weird feeling, not that this mouse is going to be really important, but part of me thinks it's sentient, and it is obviously sentient, but I mean, I think a higher intelligence than we think it's going to have.
I don't know
why.
Yeah, I was going to say a similar thing, but the only reason I'm thinking that, I think, is because it stood on 2 legs and not 4.
Yeah, it's bipedal, which mouses are not, if you didn't know that at home. I really hope you did.
And I don't know why that face, to me, just looks of, you can understand me sort of face.
Yeah, maybe. It does look a little bit like surprise, or possibly like, what is this person saying, or something like that. It might not. Yeah, we don't know. I have a degree in animal behaviour, but not that. Don't know what that is.
Now, this one, I'll be honest, there's so little to go off, because obviously it's just a crown on top of the head, and it's not the Relic of Knowledge. We know what that looks like, even though we know it's a crown of sorts, but we know the shape of the Relic of Knowledge now, and it's not that.
No, so I think that would have been such a big thing if it was the Relic of Knowledge.
What this has got to do with stuff, well, there has been possible clues which, starting with this one, may be, if you think of a royal figure. Now, we'll get to why that...
Yeah, all I'm thinking on that one is, I was just trying to work out If it was a hair, if it was someone's hair or someone's hood, I don't know. It does look a little strange in my opinion. Maybe it's an animation thing and I'm just not noticing.
Yeah.
But anyway, next.
And then here we
have...
Oh
yes, this one. Now, this one got my brain going haywire.
So obviously this cat is otherworldly. Literally.
Mean, yeah, it's purple.
Yeah. Like,
blue.
It's clearly a cat, but it's clearly like not a normal cat.
No.
And I mean, we haven't seen Remnant cats, but I assume they don't look like this.
No, they don't.
No. So, obviously, this really weird cat in this strange world, this is where my mind suddenly started going, oh. Weird cat, weird world, where do we know that?
I know what you're going to say, but tell the viewers.
Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Because everything's based off fairy tales. Of course they're in Wonderland.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm with you. That is precisely where my mind was going. Seeing this very quick scene cemented that because it's Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
Right. But the only thing I'm gonna just add to it, I don't disagree with the Wonderland thing at all. I think it's almost obvious now that we look at it, which explains why everything is so wacky. I forget what the actual quote is, but isn't it? I think the Mad Hatter turns around to Alice and says, "We're all mad here," or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to put a very small spin on that. Remember the earlier scenes where Ruby was seemingly in a bit of distress in some weird fog world?
Yeah.
Right? And you said that's only ever happened in dream sequences.
Yeah.
Right? Could this cat, 'cause if you look at Ruby, that's Ruby, and she's like knelt or crouched on or sat on the ground, she's got a head in her hands. Is this cat influencing Ruby's head?
Oh.
Is this cat influencing Ruby's mind and maybe making her almost go down this path of despair and actually affecting her cause? Maybe because, as I just said, Mad Hatter, we're all mad here. Maybe the cat is literally trying to make Ruby insane. I don't think this is a good cat, is what I'm saying.
Right. Ooh.
This cat, to me, and the Ruby's position, if Ruby saw an adorable cat, I don't think her first reaction would be to turn around, crouch down and go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a first reaction. She'd probably be like, what the hell's this? But that wouldn't be a first reaction. Something is making her do that. I think it's that cat.
Yeah. I do think as well this is definitely going to be a sentient cat.
100%.
Yeah.
It just looks too much like it is, you know?
Yeah.
Which could also maybe bleed into the mouse, because as you said earlier, I think it's definitely sentient, and you pointed out he's on 2 legs. Yeah, this is a weird one, but yeah, this one definitely cements the Wonderland theory, in my opinion.
And then we get this pile of leaves with something in it. I don't know what.
Yeah, there's clearly 3 eyes there, actually.
Oh,
there's 2 there.
I've not noticed the third eye.
Yeah, there's one.
It's Doctor Strange!
What? Spoilers! Yeah, so...
Yeah, we clearly have glowing mushrooms like we've seen in a few of the other ones, which obviously Alice in Wonderland, mushrooms are a big part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not a lot to go on here apart from there's obviously some crazy thing hiding in these leaves.
I mean, I will say, now we know a bit, or have a better shot of what that tree looks like, I will say I think that's where these leaves are from.
That's gotta be,
it's that colour in it.
Yeah,
so,
gotta be.
Now this is, to me, is really interesting that we've got another apparent character that's definitely humanoid in this scene. Now, I've looked and looked at this and I cannot figure out if it's anyone we know. It's such a weird thing, but with the fire background as well, it makes me think it's something connected to these, what do you call it? Not soldier. What do you call him?
Oh, the knight.
Knight.
Yeah, the
armoured figure. The armoured figure. Whether this is even this could be the same character. This could be the armoured figure unmasked.
Maybe. I slightly doubt it, only because the attire doesn't look the same, but they may have taken the armour off.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like they've got a metal-like exoskeleton sort of thing to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly that is.
Honestly, I think at this stage it's nigh on impossible to tell.
Yeah.
This seems to have a somewhat effeminate figure.
Yeah.
Outside of that, not a lot to go. I mean, it's clearly got like a spine, right? Just quite clearly exposed there. Or I think it's a spine. Yeah. And it's just quite difficult to really look at. I'm kind of with you there in that I think it's similar to the scene with the knight, but I don't know.
I was just comparing shoulder pads to the knight. I was like, what?
Fair enough. Yeah, it's difficult to really piece here, but like you said, we don't know who this is. We have no clue.
We really have no idea.
No clue who this is or going to be. No idea.
This could be the same person that walked out the water. We don't know.
It genuinely could be, so no idea.
Yeah, so now this one, there really isn't much to go on at all, really, except the fact that RWBY appears to be looking in a box, or I think it's more like a chest of some sort, and then closing it. I don't know what she's looking so angry about, but whatever. But also, I suppose it does almost look like an inside. Like, more than now, because I didn't think about this until you was on about the other scenes, that didn't really seem to be any places. Whereas this does look like a roof we're seeing behind her.
Yeah, which it's wooden. It's clearly, quite clearly, I would say.
So, I'd never really thought about that until Harry brought it up earlier. But yeah, it looks like we have places within this. It's not just a woods, it's clearly got somewhere.
Yeah. Well, the chest didn't happen naturally, did it? No. Someone or something has made that.
Yeah.
And I'm just almost fixated on what this thing is. That's almost it looks like some kind of vine, which maybe this chest or whatever is maybe slightly hidden or something. I don't know.
No.
It weirdly gives me Legend of Zelda vibes, and that's it really.
The only thing I could think is if that was just holding it open. That's just like a stick holding it open. So,
right.
I don't think there's too much to look into that.
No, really not.
Yeah, so this is another shot that I assume...
Yeah, this was the thumbnail, I think, for the trailer. I think this is the thumbnail for the teaser. Yeah.
So we've got obviously the mouse, Remy or whatever, in this place. And I actually... Again, this does like an indoor location.
This one looks the most interesting to me, which is probably why it was the thumbnail.
Yeah. And to be fair, that almost looks like stonework to me on the side.
Yeah, it did.
So, which stonework requires a fairly amount, like, what's the word? Fairly...
At least requires, like, tools
advanced
and things
thing
like
to make.
That. Yeah,
it's not just something anyone can make.
No. So, yeah, the thing that draws my attention, ironically, are the weird, almost like claw things at the very top. Again, that doesn't look natural. That looks man-made. And then there's the thing to RWBY's right. The side. That's a left.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever this is, it's like green with the red sort of pattern on it. I don't know what that is. It's very different. It looks like some kind of crazy-ass leaf, which, let's be honest, it probably could be, knowing this weird
it could be a leaf.
Place. Possibly. But then, what we've also got to look at as well is just RWBY. I mean, well, ignore the mouse just waking up. I don't think it's very important at the moment. RWBY in this scene looks quite distraught, maybe? Like, almost like... Whoa, like quite sad almost, that what she's witnessing.
Yeah.
And then you look at like the flare on her, if you get me. So like the light that's bouncing off her. It's very orange, makes me think of fire.
Ah, yeah.
There's been a lot of fire in some
has.
previous scenes, like with the knight, like with the mystery woman.
Yes.
So, might not be connected, but that's just what it reminds me of with the light. Is all I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's a very good point, yeah. Now this Blake one, there's one thing I did notice is the other two three are all sat behind him.
I didn't see that, that's awesome.
I only noticed this because I paused it and whatever, like zoomed in
I'm so
and
glad
stuff.
about that actually, because I've never seen that.
I'm thinking this might be really early on in them, like, finding each other and whatever.
Yeah,
and then Blake's just gone off to explore, maybe heard something that the others didn't.
Yeah, true. That could be the case, yeah.
Just discovering something new.
Yeah, because since you zoomed in, I'm pretty certain, it's not the easiest thing to notice, pretty certain Yang is looking in her direction.
Yeah.
Bumblebee.
Oh, it's Bumblebee confirmed! She looked at her! She looked at her! Oh my god!
Anyway. But, yeah, so I didn't even notice that the others were there. So my thoughts when I was watching this is, oh, it's Blake, she's on her own, she's exploring, but that's clearly not the case now. So I'm like, I actually think you're probably on the money in that Blake's heard something the others haven't heard. They might be having a conversation right now, we don't know. And Blake's just like, oh, I heard something. I'll just go check it out. These like Ruby and Weiss are talking. But that's really it, to be honest. There's not tons to pull from that.
So now we've got us clearly Weiss looking down. Why? Maybe this is before she hasn't found everyone. She maybe thinks she's alone. Because hell, we don't know how long it took them to find each other.
No,
it might have been days.
Yeah, true. But at the same time, I'm looking at the image, I'm looking more at the background.
Yeah.
Looks like she's in a very similar area to where Blake was.
Yeah, so definitely.
Could potentially be not exactly the same scene, obviously.
Yeah.
But maybe, I don't really know, to be honest with you. Maybe she's crying because she's just told Ruby that Penny dies. We don't know. Weiss obviously knows that Penny died. She knows how Penny died. And she has to now tell her best friend that her other best friend just died. And Jean was the one who killed her. And Weiss has got a lot on her shoulders when she meets
That's why Jean's not around. He's too shamed.
Yeah, he's probably I ain't going near her.
He's like, I am too ashamed. I'm just going to drown myself in the water.
But yeah, we don't know, but she is clearly crying, so she's clearly very emotional in this scene. But apart from that, it's not too much to pull from it.
No. So, and here we have Yang stood in front of, which is surprising to me, something white. Because the only white thing we've actually sort of seen is like what looks like ice cream or just cream.
In that area that we saw. Yeah.
But weirdly, it does look a bit darker than that.
I think it looks like stone, personally.
Stone? Which I was thinking snow.
I don't think it's dark enough, light enough for snow.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's very grey, the texture on it. I don't know, it just looks stony to me. I don't know, I've played more Minecraft than you. I know what my material is. But yeah, so you're right, though. It's not woodland, like quite a lot of the other scenes have been. Again, you're looking at Yang's expression. Wide-eyed, maybe a little bit like, whoa, sort of thing, like, what the hell's that? Or, I don't know, it looks a little bit shocked, a little bit surprised. Not as much as Ruby in that other scene.
No.
But still a bit like, obviously when you're a bit wide-eyed, you're like, whoa, you know what I mean? Something's just surprised you a little bit. So, interesting to see, but not too much to really...
No, I don't think there's really much to delve into with that one.
Unfortunately not, which is a shame, because let's go. Fight me.
And then finally, of course, we've got the fact that it's going to be coming out next year.
Yeah.
Early next year. How early next year? Well,
can't believe it. Can't believe it.
What are you classing as early, Rooster Teeth, eh?
Yeah.
What are you classing as early?
No idea. It is a shame that it isn't coming out this year.
Yeah.
We'll be honest, because we have been waiting for a while. But, like I said at the end of the React, if we have to wait until early 2023... if the quality is top-notch, I don't want to sound awful here, but if they bring it out in 2023 and the quality is kind of crap, I think a lot of people will turn around and go, well, what were you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you purposely delayed it an entire year and a little bit more. What were you doing? What was the point if the quality's not there?
Yeah.
But it looks like it's going to be really good. It looks like possibly one of the reasons it has been delayed is because of all these insanely new environments.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And I think the one other big thing I am going to point out actually has nothing to do with the date or anything, but just as a whole, this teaser only showed us Team RWBY in the island.
Yes.
we do want to see what happens back in Vacuo.
I've not actually thought about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We want to see what happens in Vacuo. Like, of course we do. Because, well, half the cast are, basically the entire cast is still in Vacuo. So we want to see that. But I do understand why the teaser only showed us that. Because let's be honest, people are more interested in that. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And to think, that was literally just a teaser. A tiny snippet of what this series is going to be. Hell, what are we getting from the trailer whenever that comes? I don't actually know when that's coming. I don't think they've said. But what?
RTX is just around the corner, or it was just... We've already gone round the corner and it was behind us by the time this is uploaded. But whatever. Yeah, so there'll be loads of stuff from that. So we will try and keep on top of it. I mean, if something gets released, we'll probably do it next week. And we'll have another video ready for then, because we're finally back in RWBY React period, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
We're getting RWBY out of our ears right now. I mean...
Yeah, we really are.
Ice Queendom, then they've just announced that they're doing a movie with the Justice League. What?
Yeah, that is actually mad. That's gonna be so good. Yeah, hopefully there's gonna be a lot. I want to hear something from Arrowfell. Is it Arrowfell? I think so. The game that's supposed to be coming out. I want to hear something from that. But obviously, Volume 9 is the thing we want to hear from the most.
Yeah.
Obviously. Remember, guys, drop a like,
leave a comment,
subscribes are always appreciated.
And don't forget to ring the bell to hear about our latest videos. Because for some reason, YouTube ain't telling anyone.
Really?
Yeah.
Some bitch. Yeah. I forgot what I said next. Oh yeah. See you later. Thanks for watching.
Bye.